Good evening, Dr. Albin. This is my audience of 3. And my persuasive speech is on why you shouldn't text and drive or use a cell phone at all while you're driving. Drivers all across the country can agree that one of the most terrifying things is coming close to an accident, that heart-sinking feeling that can disrupt an entire day, especially if it turns into a real tragedy. There are many ways to avoid car accidents. The primary one is being a defensive driver. Using a cell phone while driving is incredibly dangerous. Most accidents are unforeseeable, and using a cell phone while driving further hinders one's ability to function well behind the wheel. As a young, fairly new driver, I understand the temptation of using a cell phone while driving. Additionally, through my research, I fully understand the dangers of cell phone usage while driving. Using a cell phone while driving can have serious negative effects in society and individuals' lives. But God calls us to put others before ourselves and value human lives by not using a cell phone while driving. First of all, using a cell phone while driving has become a very serious issue in the United States. Before continuing, it would be best to define what using a cell phone while driving entails. Using a cell phone while driving can include texting, talking, the use of internet, social media, and even using a GPS. These factors of cell phone make life easier, but make the driver less focused on his or her driving or the others driving around them. According to NOPIS, at any given daylight moment across America, approximately 660,000 drivers are using cell phones or manipulating electronic devices while driving, a number held steady since 2010. Also, certified paralegal states 40% of all American teens say that they've been in a car when the driver is using a cell phone in a way that put people in danger. And driving while using a cell phone reduces the amount of brain activity associated by 37%. The Virginia Tech Transportation Institute put it perfectly into perspective when they commented, 5 seconds is the average time your eyes are off the road while texting. When traveling at 55 miles per hour, that's enough time to cover an entire football field blindfolded. Secondly, the American people fail to acknowledge the significance of this serious issue. Many people do not seem to understand the dangers of using a cell phone while driving because each year accident numbers for this issue continue to increase. According to the law firm Edgar Snyder and Associates, the National Safety Council reports that cell phone use while driving leads to 1.6 million crashes each year. According to Roy Purcell, a doctor and also a chair of emergency medical services, large numbers of people use cell phones while driving, and those numbers continue to increase. The latest studies show that 8% of drivers use a cell phone while driving. Drivers on cell phones will have driving ability similar to drunk drivers and will not be able to see objects in their peripheral vision. And these drivers will be 4 times more likely to be in a car crash than drivers not using a cell phone. Finally, God calls us to value human life as He does and to put others before oneself. Using a cell phone while driving is a selfish act in which one is not considering others around him. God calls us to value human life as He does. God made us in His image, and we are called to glorify our bodies. Genesis 1:26-27 states, Then God said, Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the heavens, and over the livestock, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth. So God created man in His own image, and in the image of God He created him. Male and female He created them. God also calls us to put others before ourselves. Galatians 5:13 shows us, For you, brothers, were called to freedom. Only do not turn your freedom into opportunity to gratify your flesh, but through love make it your habit to serve one another. Using a cell phone while driving is one of the most selfish acts, and it puts oneself in danger and others around him. God calls us to serve one another and provide safety for them while driving, and is a way to do so. In conclusion, cell phone use while driving is a very distracting act. It is important to realize how serious the issue is, how many people are neglecting it, and how God calls His people to value human life and to put others before oneself. This issue is a very dangerous act and is the cause of most accidents in today's culture. We must all be reasonable with driving. Put away your distractions of a cell phone and focus on the driving in order to keep others and yourself safe. Remember the importance of others, because they are God's creation and they should be treated as such. Pay attention to your own driving habits while you're driving. Each person has used some sort of distracting device while driving. Make it a point to put your cell phone out of your hand and make sure that you're focused on the road. Small acts like this will allow you to glorify God by valuing His creation, yourself, and others, and making yourself a more selfless person by putting others before yourself. Thank you.